The sound of pages turning means it's time for another episode from the Meredith Library podcast studio, bringing you the library's latest news, information, and fun.
Good afternoon, Anna.
Good afternoon, Matthew.
And welcome everyone to episode number 8 here on the Meredith Library podcast studio.
Glad to be back.
We are on our 3rd episode together. Can you believe it already?
Time is flying by.
It is, and it's wonderful too. We've had a great time, and we have so many exciting things to share with people today. We're calling this the, DVD movie edition?
Yeah, that's our theme for today. Libraries aren't just about books. We've also got movies.
That's right. We have an extensive DVD collection of movies and also TV series on DVD as well.
Yes, and we have documentaries and a small arts section, which is cool. So before we get into everything, let's go over my question of the episode, which is movie themed. It's really basic. If you're going to the movie theater and you're going to go see a film, what is your go-to movie theater snack? What are you getting at the concession stand? Oh, I like that.
Yeah. That's a fun one. I would have to just go with the traditional popcorn. And here's the thing. When I have popcorn at home, I would only use like an ear popper and not put any butter or any salt on it. It is just plain ear popcorn. There's no oil, there's no fat, whatever. But if you're going to go to the movie theater, if I'm going to go, then you might as well go all the way.
Yeah, I
agree.
And
then you ask for butter, and then you ask for extra butter on it.
Well, and so do you get a beverage as well? Because that's incredibly expensive. Well, and that's what they do is they say, you can get unlimited popcorn, but I'm going to charge you $5 for this tiny can of liquid.
Right.
Because you're going to get so thirsty.
So first of all, we are here in Meredith, New Hampshire, and Barnsies is our local cinema right here. Very close, walking distance to the library even. I had not been there in about 10 years. And then last year, I guess 2022 is when Scream 5 came out. So that was the first time I have been back to the movie theater in like 10 years. And I saw Scream 5. And then in 2023, when Scream 6 came out, I went back again. So fortunately, they're only filming Scream 7 right now as we speak. So I guess I won't be back there till next year.
That's fun. Yeah, I want to get out to the movies more. It's a nice event. It's a nice, fun, extra little thing to do to get out of the house. So you can watch tons of movies at home, but going to the movies adds a little.
Yeah, it's kind of like a different experience.
It's cool to see what other people think is funny or scary and react to everything as a big group. Why don't we get into some more movie-based Meredith Public Library promotions going on right now? Our librarian, Joyce, she put together, which is a very cool feature called the Grab and Go Movie Theme Packs. They are these brown paper bags that are on a table right by the DVD collection upstairs. And each bag contains a surprise selection of 3 movies that have a common theme. And they all must be checked out as one set. And I have talked to Joyce, and her vision for this promotion is that you don't look at what the movies are. You kind of go in operating on sort of blind faith. You don't rifle through. You just sort of say, oh, what's the theme? Drama? Let's see what they are. You kind of take that leap.
Okay, so the theme is actually on the outside of the bags, though. So it tells you whether you're getting comedies or horror or whatever.
Yeah, so some of the themes that she has are based on real people, history, rom-coms, out of this world, mysteries, action. So yeah, you get kind of what bag would you want to grab?
Right. Okay. So it totally gives you that clue, at least a genre clue. So you're not just taking any random movie, you're getting the type of movie that you like to watch. Okay.
Right.
But then you don't know what the individual titles may be inside the bag. So that's kind of the fun of it.
That is the fun of it. And I think that we have such a large access to basically every movie ever that we don't really go into things blind anymore. So I think it's a fun practice to just sort of, trust a librarian, trust that we know what we're doing.
All right, I like that. So it kind of reminds me, years ago, you may be too young then, although I think, didn't we talk about Blockbuster?
I love Blockbuster.
Yes. So it kind of reminds me of the idea that a friend would stop at Blockbuster on the way to your house. And you had no idea whether the movies you planned to get were going to be there. So the friend was going to bring over, say, it was horror movies. Well, you didn't know what ones you were going to get. When your friend got there on the Friday night or Saturday night, then you get to watch those.
Yes, I agree. And also just sort of the nice thing about coming to the library and getting free movies
True.
is that you just now have that physical movie, and that's what you're watching tonight. And you're not going to have that 30, sometimes 45, sometimes even an hour-long argument with everybody that you're with about what to watch. Oh, do we check this streaming service? Do we check this one? Oh,
Modern
no.
problems.
I know. The problem of the illusion of choice. There's too much choice. Just get one. So yeah, we've made the choice for you. Come check it out. And just about this specific promotion, the other thing that I was made to make sure that I communicated is that the items must be returned as a set with the bag, and there's an orange barcode that's hanging off the side that also needs to come back because they're checked out as one item.
Yes, and I think this was all Joyce's idea too, so that's really fun.
Yeah, no, she did a good job.
So let's see. Should we talk about, how about more movies at the library? I think we need to go into what happened on May 4th. It was Star Wars Day, right? May the 4th be with you, as they say. So we had the original Star Wars movie and the sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, playing during the day in the function room. We had microwave popcorn, which we were making fresh there. So as soon as you open the outside door to the library, you could smell the popcorn popping.
Delicious.
On Saturday morning. And we also had, in between the two movies showing, we had a Star Wars trivia contest. And if people want to participate in that, the little booklets are still on the circulation desk right where you check out your books. So all you have to do is pick up one of those and test your own knowledge of Star Wars.
The Star Wars lore. I've heard it's deep. I've heard that it's very, very complex.
Yes, and as I said in some of the promotional material, in this library, strong the Force is. All right, and speaking of the Force, I think we should tell people about these little prizes that we gave out to the kids on Saturday. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so, all right, they know what sounds these are, right?
Yeah, they better.
These are lightsabers, and they light up, and they flash when they hit each other, and or any object even, and they make that kind of whirring background sound, just like until you're ready to actually hit, you know.
I agree. You know, Matthew gave me the Darth Vader one, and I'm taking that personally. You think you're Obi-Wan. You think you're so cool.
That's right. I'm the hero. Can you do that voice? Can you do the Darth Vader breathing?
I can choke you from here.
Yes, good job. Yes, without even touching, just across the room, you can just do that. All right, so the reason I wanted to bring these up, so of course we could play with them, have an excuse besides that, but also because I want people to be excited about what is coming for another movie day in late July.
What's that?
We are going to have a Shark Week celebration here, and we are calling it Shark Saturday.
Are we playing Jaws?
Yes, we're going to play the original Jaws first, and then that's, classic shark movie that started it all, right? And then we're going to play The Meg, starring Jason Statham, which of course is a much more modern shark movie. People can enjoy them both, see the differences, see the difference of, $150 million budget maybe, whatever that one cost for The Meg.
You could also throw in Sharknado.
I did. I totally thought of that, but we do it on Saturdays, and we actually have time to show two movies on Saturday, but we will have a really cool shark display with other DVDs and movies and books. We have a lot of shark books in the library, actually. People will enjoy that as well. Yeah,
people really are very obsessed with sharks. And, why do they call it shark-infested waters? Because they live there. That's their home. We're human-infested waters.
That is true. I like that. That's a really good point. I like that. I wanted to mention the lightsabers. So we are finding some really cool things for Shark Saturday, including a photo op. So with the lightsabers, we had a photo op with a galaxy background, and people could take pictures. In fact, if you look on the Meredith Library Facebook page, you may see some Meredith Library employees posing with the lightsabers in that background. But anyway, we are going to have a shark background where people can have a photo op and to look like the shark. So I'll just leave it at that. And we're finding some other cool shark, what's the word I want to use? Prizes, I guess, or souvenirs for coming to that. So
amazing. Yeah, and there is that shark candy. So that's what I'll be looking for. I don't know if you know those. They're like blue gummy shark candies.
Oh, well, maybe we'll have something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's my contribution. That's what I would like to see.
Okay.
At the Shark Week
All right.
July event.
All right. So let's move on. What else can we tell people about movies here at the library?
So should we talk about, for our residents, how you can stream movies for free through
Excellent.
a library program?
Excellent idea. So that is through Hoopla, Hoopla. And I like to say, what's all the hoopla?
Hoopla!
Exactly. We should do promos for them. So Hoopla is a service that is available through the Meredith Library. They just have to download the app either onto an iPhone or an Android device or an iPad to an Apple device, or you can even actually just use a browser.
Yeah, I think it's compatible with Roku TV as well.
It
has
is.
the little Roku.
It is. Yes,
Yeah.
I use it that way. It
Yeah.
absolutely is. So yes, if you have Roku, you can get the Hoopla channel, and then you just type in your library card number and connect it that way as well. So people can they can view movies, and it's up to 5 per month.
Mhm.
However, there's a really cool thing with Hoopla. They also have what they call like binge passes. To use one borrow, instead of just being on one movie, you can borrow the Hallmark Christmas catalog, Christmas movie catalog, and that gives you access to all 1,500 of Hallmark's movies for 7 days. And that only counts as one borrow. So if you think about it, if there's 4 weeks a month, even if there's 5, you could actually just borrow that 5 times and you could watch the entire catalog all month if that's all you wanted to watch.
Yeah, that's cool. You might be stuck on a certain theme with your bundle, but it's only for a week.
Yes.
So binge a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies for 7 days.
Yes, and they also have binge bundles on binge passes rather on TV series.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it's only one borrow, and that would be like the whole season
That's
of
good.
a series. Yeah, so it's really good. And so I thought of us because I watched one just the other day. Here we are in May, or maybe it was April. Actually, it was last week, and the title was Broadcasting Christmas, and the people were vying for a position to be co-host on a network morning show.
All right, so that was a movie you saw on Hoopla recently. A movie I checked out from our DVD collection recently was Pearl. It's the A24 movie by Ty West. It's a horror thriller movie about a young girl who is stuck on a farm in Texas during like the Spanish flu era. She just kind of loses her mind.
Okay.
But it had very it's like, I would describe it as if you took The Wizard of Oz and Carrie by Stephen King and you smushed them together. That's this movie. Check that out from here. Definitely check out our movies. You can check out our movies. You can check out 6 at a time, right?
Yes.
And for a week.
All right. Let's see. We said we were going to make this one a little bit shorter today. So let's see. We have one more topic here, I think, on, books to movies. Right. Okay. So, for example, maybe people don't even remember, Jaws was a novel by Peter Benchley. So many big famous blockbusters are actually books in the background first.
You know what? I agree. I think that a lot of really good movies. And have you ever encountered a book that you thought the movie interpretation was better? Because usually people are upset and they don't like the movie interpretation. They think, oh, totally, da, da, da.
Yeah, I agree. They complain. Some people say that actually at the circulation desk, even when they bring the movie back, they say, oh, the book was better or whatever. So we definitely see that. It's funny. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I don't think I can either. I think that the book is almost notoriously better every time.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Even if the book is like a 1 million copy bestseller, right? Which is actually very rare for most books, right? A movie that only had 1 million people in the audience would be a huge flop, right? You know what I mean?
True.
So it's kind of amazing if you think about it that the movies are so much farther reaching though.
They do, yeah. And a lot of times people might be aware of the movie and then choose to read the book later on. So it does usually, I think, help a book's popularity to have a movie made about it.
Oh, absolutely. Then they all come looking for it, just like when the TV show comes out.
Yes.
Right, then they want to get that book that was popular 5 years earlier, and suddenly there's a huge demand for it again.
Mm-hmm. I read Ready Player One after seeing the movie. The book is way better.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because then sometimes there's so many that have been made into like TV movies and stuff. Like right now for the Mystery Book Club for coming up this week, I'm reading a Mary Higgins Clark book. And it's funny, I can't even think off the top of my head. I don't think there is, quote, a famous movie that came from those. Just like they've made tons of TV movies from them, and they're kind of just forgettable. Right? There's nothing special that jumps out when I said that to you, right? Did you think you didn't go, oh yeah, such and such? Like, no. There's also that too. Works both ways.
I know. The more you're aware of books, the more you're aware of how much of film and media is based off of
It's really
books.
based, yeah. And sometimes they even change the title, so you don't even realize it.
Right.
In fact, well, you know what? Let's plug one more time for our upcoming shark thing. Oh, we didn't say that's not until July, though, because it's summer. So we're going to be calling it Take a Bite Out of Summer.
Delicious.
Exactly. So anyway, The Meg is actually from a book from the 1990s. It took them over 20 years to get the movie made. It was always bought, paid for, and it was always stuck in development hell, as they call it in the movie industry, when movies just cannot get past the stage of people working on them and like on the scripts and stuff and not actually filming.
Yeah, so that'd be a good thing to look out for. Think of your favorite show or your favorite movie and maybe do a little digging. I bet more than you'd think of media that you like has its origins in a novel.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Anna, I think that just about brings us to a close on our movie theme edition of our show here. Do you want to remind the audience of the question they are supposed to answer in the comments?
Yes. The question is, what is your go-to movie theater snack? And I'll add a bonus question at the end, which is my second one, which is just, who would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, yes. Should we answer that, or should we just leave that? Let them wonder. Maybe they should tell us who should play us.
Who should play us? If you know what we look like, let us know. I will cry.
All right, we'll leave that one open. That's the question.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie theater snack, and who should play Matthew and Anna in the movie version of the Meredith Library podcast? Can't wait. Can't wait to find out.
Good talking to you, Matthew.
You too, Anna. Until next time.
Bye.
Sounds like we're at the end of another chapter. Podcast music titled Daytime TV Theme by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0. Podcast copyright 2024. Meredith Library Podcast Studio.